Hi everyone, it's Tasha. Welcome back to my channel. I am always in thrift shops looking for high-end style home decor for a lot less than retail. Come on and join me as I share my finds from this past week and show you how I'm styling them as I slowly curate a cohesive and well-decorated home. Let's dive right in. So yes, I have been thrift shopping some more this week, and as you can see, I've been to several different stores looking at a lot of different stuff, some of it super interesting, like this little bust of Sophia Petrillo, which I thought was kind of funny. But in any case, let me start out with something awesome that I found this week. It is going to be this mirror. As you can see, I found that at a Goodwill store, and I fell in love with it at first sight. I've been looking for interesting mirrors, kind of like this one, that just have a lot of character, that are maybe vintage or antique pieces, and that I could possibly use in an upcoming room makeover. And so this one fit the bill perfectly. I love the detailing on the top of this. I love the kind of twisted accent almost there on the sides. And I just think that this is a super interesting piece that you definitely can't just go out and find in the store right now. So I snatched this one up. If you can believe it, this was only $14.99. And you can see that there are some other mirrors online that I found that were a lot more, that were very similar to this one. I couldn't find this exact one to know exactly its value, but I think that I got a great deal for only $15, and I'll be showing you how I style this in an upcoming room makeover that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. Now, something that I like to look at in the thrift shops all the time, as you know if you've been here for a while, are the various vessels and vases. So I'm just looking through a lot of options again this past week, and I did find some interesting ones. This one was marked at only $5.99, but also it was from TJ Maxx, so it's not like it's an antique or anything. I also like to look around at the tchotchkes, and when I was kind of looking through some of these random things, I found another vessel, which is this beautiful little glass vase. So I brought this one home with me. What I loved about this one, besides that gold rimming on the top and that sort of ruffled top, which I love, is the twisted look, how it goes from a pentagon on the bottom to a triangle at the top. I thought it was just really different. I haven't seen one like that, and I couldn't find it online either. These are just some Pottery Barn options that I was showing. They can go for a lot more, and I feel like for something for glassware, the thrift shop is your best bet to go in and find something for a rock bottom price that can look a lot more high end. I could definitely see this featured on like McGee & Co.'s website, scrolling through with some of their dainty little interesting vases. It could sit right beside any of those, and yet I only paid $3. I feel like for this one, the size is just perfect to go on an end table, or in this case, a nightstand. And it's just the perfect size to not be too tall and kind of in the way when it's next to a table lamp. So I'm just styling this one with this one single hydrangea stem in it. I think that it looks sweet. You could also add some water to something like that, and it would make it look even more realistic. So this one was from McGee & Co. here, just as an example, and I think that mine for $2.99 is just as good of a find as theirs. I also always like to take a look through the various textiles at thrift shops. Now, I am someone who does not mind those at all. I just throw everything in the washer, and then I'm pretty happy with it. It doesn't bother me. I know that for some people, they don't like buying textiles secondhand, and I sort of can understand that. So to each his own, but I have found a lot of pillows and even throw blankets at the thrift shops. You can see some really cute ones here that I found that I didn't buy, but I did bring home this one, and I thought that this was just a really pretty weave. On the tag, it says that it is from H&M, and so I just thought that it was a nice color also with that kind of mushroomy tone. Now, I haven't purchased anything from H&M Home before, actually, so I looked it up and I saw that these are around that $30 mark, so I think that for just the $2.99, this was a really great deal. This is my best attempt at that sort of casual slouchy drape over the side of a sofa. I am someone who feels that I'm just not very good at it, but I did my best to get that look, and I'm always kind of picking at it and thinking it doesn't look quite right. But another way to style a throw blanket obviously is to just go straight across the back of the sofa for a crisper, more traditional kind of look, or across the arm for that similar style. And I'm going to list a few more ways to style a throw blanket in the description box, so check there as well. Now, another thing that's new around here that's not from the thrift shops, but I'm so excited to share with you, are these new curtains that I received from 2 Pages. Thank you so much to 2 Pages for sending these over so that I could share them with you. They are gorgeous. So you might remember that I have 2 Pages curtains throughout our home already. Those are the velvet velvet, beautiful brown drapes that I had up for the fall and winter season, as well as these patterned ones in my daughter's room, which are going to be staying. I think that they are just adorable, but it took me a lot of looking actually to decide what I wanted to change to. I want to change most of the home to something a little lighter than the velvet for the spring and summer, and then I thought I would just go back and forth between the two for the different seasons. It was hard choice because they have so many beautiful colors, but I ended up going with this beautiful oatmeal color, which is a linen blend, and I think that they are absolutely perfect. The color matched perfectly with everything, which was wonderful to be able to get the samples first. And this time I'm adding a step. I'm going a step further. I'm so excited. I'm adding these bamboo blinds into the mix for a little bit of more of a contrast and just a little bit of a richer look. I love these from the Ray collection, and the color is lilac brown. Now, just a little tip, if you're hanging shade like this of any sort, they typically hang in the same way with these little slats that you line up and twist onto a screw with a wing nut. And so just use some painter's tape for that step and put the little line where the slat is, and then you can just position the painter's tape on the wall to see where you need to screw into rather than holding the whole shade itself up. Also, I always would suggest pre-drilling your holes if you're going to be screwing into the wall. It just makes it a lot easier to do that and get the screw in straight. I love the way these look, you guys. If you've been looking for custom sizes of either shades or curtains, definitely check out 2Pages because they're items are honestly just top quality. I've been so pleased with them that I used them twice. I've used them for my spring and summer and for my fall and winter, and could not be happier. Another thing that I love about them is that if they're a little bit too long, like say your measurement is just a little bit off, they come with these wonderful clicky kind of hooks so that you can just go up there and do a little click or two depending on what you need, and make them a little bit higher or a little bit lower so that they end up just perfect for how you want them. I like mine to just kiss the floor like designers are saying. I totally agree with that. I think it looks great. So I am really excited that these are up. And also I can vouch that the black outlining on these, which I chose for our bedrooms, is really blackout. It really works. It's not like, you know, a cheap pair that you would get from a box store that's like sort of blackout. These actually black out the light, which is wonderful. I got that option on the shades as well, and I love how dark it is in there at night. Now back at the thrift shops and back to the textiles that we were talking about before with that throw blanket that I found. I was looking through the pillows and I found several interesting pillows this time. First of all, I found this embroidered set with these fruits, and I immediately thought of some of the people that I know that love that cottagecore vibe and that really modern cottage look, and I thought that they were really sweet. I didn't get those for myself, but I did end up getting this other set of embroidered pillowcases. How lucky was I to find 2 different sets of 2? And I love these. They have a very luxe look to them. Like, I feel like they look expensive just because of all that embroidery. And they have kind of a William Morris look to me with that particular print. I also found this set over here at laurelandblush.com, and those are in the $60 and $70 range per pillowcase. So that I think that for $2.99 each, which is what I paid for mine from Goodwill, that was such a great deal. I thought that these were so pretty. So I'm going to be using these in my daughter's room, and I didn't go and buy separate inserts for these. I just decided to use some inserts from a couple of pillows in my linen closet that I'm not using at the moment, and I had 2 that would fit these, so I'm just swapping them out. I could not find where exactly these were from, so if you have these or if you've seen them before, let me know. Also, there's no telling how old they are, so they might have been around for a while, but the zippers on these were super well made. They're very thick pillowcases, so I was really happy with this deal. I'm just going to be giving her whole bed a refresh, kind of inspired by these new pillows. And so one thing that I like to do sometimes, I don't always take the time to do it, but you can kind of tuck the ends of your regular pillowcase in like I'm doing here to give it a crisper look so that you don't have that extra fabric kind of hanging over the side, kind of like an envelope fold that you can do on the end. So I'm just doing that now, and then using these 2 new embroidered pillows right in front of that. I think that these look so sweet, and I do like a few pops of color in her room just for a little bit more whimsy, maybe, I guess you would call it. I also found this little heart pillow a while back at the thrift shop, and I thought that was a great deal too. And also this little cute reindeer, she was from the thrift shop a long time ago as well. And again, I just threw all of that through the wash cycle to get it clean, and I think that it is just such a nice little vignette. These are items that I wouldn't go out necessarily and buy at their full retail price, but to be able to have the option to pick them up for only a few dollars just really gives you the option to expand your decor and try things that you wouldn't normally spend the money on and create looks that are really high-end looking for next to nothing. Now, this is outside of home decor, I know, but I had to share this vintage apron that I found with you as well. It feels to me like it's 100% linen, and I thought that it was just so special and cute. It says Australian cockatoos on the bottom, and it has lots of different pictures of the cockatoos all over it. I mean, who else would own this apron? I couldn't even find this online. It's definitely a vintage piece. I need to throw it through the washer first, but it only cost me $4.50. And now I did want to share a subscriber score with you as well. This one came to me from Kathleen Y. She's from British Columbia in Canada. She found this beautiful little chair and ottoman set, this lovely vintage stripe. It's just so charming for only $40, and she plans to use it for kind of her online work meetings area so that it's a nice little vintage pop of interest behind her, and I think that's such a good idea. Love it, Kathleen. And that about wraps up today's video. I hope that you've seen some items that inspire you to head out to your local secondhand shops and see what you can find for a lot less than retail for your home as well. If you enjoyed today's video, please go ahead and click the like button before you leave, and also let me know what you enjoyed in the comments. I hope that everyone listening has a fantastic week, and I'll see you at the next video.